Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you for a album review finally. I thought I was gonna be done with the video that actually is coming out at midnight. Thought that was gonna be my last video, but this is officially the last video before the midnight video comes out, so that will be the last video, of course, for the night. So this is for Polar's new album, Everywhere Everything, that I just got done listening to for this 38-minute runtime of an album, 38 and a half minutes, but has 10 tracks on this album. So I'm going to discuss what I listened to for this metalcore band, Polar, Everywhere Everything, and let you know my thoughts on this new album of theirs. So let's dive into this album review. Now, this does come out at midnight tonight, so hopefully you guys will enjoy this review. Basically, with what I got from this album, it starts with Winds of Change. Almost said Wings of Change. Sorry about that. Should have reiterated what I said. But basically, yeah, Winds of Change was a solid track to open the album. Um, Not really disappointed with this one. I think it's good in its own way. Just some of Adam's singing in it is alright, in my opinion. It just has some weak moments from time to time when the scream chants come in. It just don't know if I'm feeling for the screamo chants. It just doesn't do much for me, but it's alright for what it is, so 4.5 out of 5. Burn is a pretty strong song. I really like this song for sure. Definitely rocks. Definitely recommend checking this song out for sure. Um, Adam's screams in it are pretty good in this song. Um, he may not be the best screamer, but at least he's putting effort into trying to be original, which this is what I like about this band, because they're trying to be original, even though maybe some songs may not work. I still think they try to have their own sound. So 5 out of 5 for Burn. It's pretty good. It's very heavy too. So I really like this metalcore track, Burn, by Polar. Gods and Heathens is the next song after Burn, and that's a pretty solid track. Um, just some of the way the chorus comes in, it just comes in iffy to me for me to like. So I'm very unsure what I think about this song. I'm sorry about my yawning. So 4.5 out of 5 for Gods and Heathens. I don't know if I really like this song that much, but it's good in its own way. Just has a few weak moments, mainly in the chorus. I'm just not connecting with the chorus for some odd reason because of Adam's vocal potential and how he's singing it. Everywhere Everything is a decent song. It's not my favorite song from this album. It's one of the weak songs in my opinion, so 4 out of 5. I just find the singing chants to kind of bother my ears while listening to it. It just makes me cringe a bit, and it's like, I think they're trying something, but it's not landing for me, in my opinion. So, 4 out of 5. It's just the way Adam's singing it and some of the other members of the band and how they're singing the backing vocals with Adam. It just doesn't do much for me, in my opinion. So 4 out of 5. The Greatest Sin is a solid track. This is where the album starts to kick off a little bit better. Not great, but solidly. So 4.5 out of 5. There are some weak moments in certain verses, and the going into the final chorus, it has some weak tendencies with certain lyricisms. But other than that, solid track for what it is. So 4.5 out of 5 for The Greatest Sin. Rush had a female vocal in the background of Adam singing along with the female vocalist. I'm not sure who that is, but it sounded pretty interesting and fresh. And I really like songs like this where they try to surprise you with something interesting with a listen and all that. So 5 out of 5 for Rush. It's pretty good, and it is experimental at times, but it's experimental in a good way. So yeah, Dissolve Me was a very heavy song. Really like this track for what it went for. Adam's screams in it are great, and just the way it's turning out this track execution wise and mixing and production with the guitars and drum work. With the guitars and drum work, I meant to say while I was yawning saying it, is pretty good. So 5 out of 5 for Dissolve Me. Deliverance is a pretty strong track too. I really like the heavy breakdowns in this track. There's quite a bit of breakdowns in this album, and they do pretty well for certain moments and certain songs. So 5 out of 5 for Deliverance. I really like Adam's scream vocals in this track. It does pretty well in my opinion. Snakes of Eden. Sorry if I slurred and said that. This kind of thing. I was trying to think of the word for it, and I wasn't really paying attention to what I was reading off, so please forgive me on that. Snakes of Eden is a solid track. It has some chanting sings again, and I'm just not connecting with it. Even the screaming chants are just not doing much for me, but other than that, the performance of the track was good in its own way. So 4.5 out of 5. And finally, Baptism of Fire had a pretty interesting melody to close out this album, but it doesn't land very well on being one of my favorite songs, but it's a good song. It's probably better than Everywhere Everything. Sorry for yawning. I just really had to. I'm just a little tired, honestly, but I'll go to bed after this video. So, yeah, 4.5 out of 5 for Baptism of Fire. It's a pretty good song. It just has its slight weak moments with how Adam screams fire and other things like that. It just, I don't know, it wasn't striking a landing of being in a very good song, but still a good song in its own way. Overall production, mixing, and execution wise, I think Polar Everywhere Everything album was a good listen. I was really impressed with this album. I know they're trying something new. There was only one song and a few other songs that got solid ratings, but there were some strong tracks too, like 4 strong tracks, I believe. Yeah, about 4 strong tracks, if I remember correctly. But everything else is solid to decent. But other than that, in my personal opinion, I think Polar Everything, Everywhere Everything, I meant to say, album was a good listen. Definitely recommend checking it out when it comes out at midnight tonight. And for a score for me, I'm giving Polar's new album, Everywhere Everything, an 8 out of 10. This was a good listen. I'm kind of glad I did check it out because when I first listened to it, I wasn't getting used to Adam's screaming vocals because it just sounded really cringy in my opinion. But other than that, uh, it's still not too bad. So I got sidetracked by a comment just a moment ago. So basically, yeah. Um, Everywhere Everything by Polar is getting an 8 out of 10. By the band name Polar. So not bipolar, of course. If you're thinking that's what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the band's name is Polar. So, comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of the album Everywhere Everything by the band Polar. If you've listened to their new album already, I had to download it this morning just to see what I was going to think of it. So if you did enjoy um, this Polar Everywhere Everything album, comment below and let me know what you guys thought of this album review if you enjoyed it by the band named Polar Everywhere Everything. Tap a like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can. Support the channel. Sorry that I'm being a little sluggish in this review. I'm just and yawning a few times in the video. I'm just a little tired because, like I said, the heat really got to me today. But yeah, I'm gonna be going to bed after this video. So hopefully you enjoyed this review. I did the best I could to make it as good as possible. I'm gonna have Beyond the Black's self-titled album, Beyond the Black album review come out tomorrow morning. So definitely tune into that. And I don't think there's anything else after that. There might be some movie reviews, but other than that, no, nothing interesting yet. But I'll just wait and see. So stay safe. Take care. Sorry for yawning again. Like I said, I'm about to go crash anyway, because I need to get some sleep anyway. And as always, I will see you in my next review. Thanks for watching.